Alright, let's play the tail end of Dominion. I don't think we're going to have too much more. So, this is the usual start with Festival, because it gives me extra action so I can get these out of the way. I think I want Council Room over Bureaucrat. I might get to do both, but the question is, which do I do first? Well, Council Room gives me an extra choice of 4 more cards. So I might have gotten another action. And now I'll play the Bureaucrat, why not? Oh, each other player draws a card. I gotta remember that. It's hard to see for me. This looks almost like flavor text down here, you know, from my Magic game days. So I don't see it and I don't read it as well. I'm not sure why that. Okay. Did we put a silver on top? No, we forgot to do that. Okay. And now each other player has to reveal a victory card and put it on top of their deck. Alright, now I have 2 extra buys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I reduce by 2 other costs. Well, this for 1 seems like a deal, and I'm going to grab myself a province with the other 8. Once upon a time I used to be able to do a one-handed shuffle. Unfortunately, I'm well past that capability. Reveal cards until you get 2 treasure cards. Okay, let's do that. You don't have to do these, by the way. There's 1. Alright. So with 3 in a potion, or 5, which is better? It's hard to tell. These guys with a card and an action are sort of a, hey, you're guaranteed to get another action, which is not quite as good as the Festival's riches, but if you don't have the Council Room in play, I think it's the better thing. So I'm going to put one of these into play. I've gotten a quick turnaround on that. And the 2 extra bucks. Do I want to buy one of these damn blockers? Yeah, people are buying victory points all over the place. So I'll buy that with that. Get myself some cards there. Okay, we've got the combo that this guy has built his deck around. Starts with 2 actions. Gets him 4 more cards. And everybody else gets a card, which... Okay, now here comes the generation, the magic of the Festival. I've got to reshuffle, and everyone else, hey, that's one of his, and we got to reshuffle here. That's, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, this is his victory point card that he put into play. Okay, 1 more card coming here. All right. But here's the magic of the Festival. So I had 2 extra actions. One of them was to fire this off. The next one's to fire this. I'll look more actions, but I don't have, you know, the follow-up cards. The real magic is when you just keep drawing festivals, council rooms, or whatever, and just have this huge churn capability. The nice thing about the festivals, unlike some of the cards, the Grand Market kind of works this way too, which actually gives you an extra action, buy, and card in a buck, is that these each add $2. So not only, you know, are they generating more card play, but they're generating some cash for me as well. So they're a really potent card. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, $12. Well, we're trying to win. Now, I have enough buys. I could buy a couple of these, but these are better economically. So I'll buy this for 8. That leaves me with 4. So there's something for 4 I really want. I don't really feel like I'm aiming for these anymore. And you can see, once you get to a certain economic power, you can't buy these anymore because you're targeting the provinces. So the high-end stuff is kind of iffy. I have I have infinite buys. I'm going to spend that extra 4 buying 2 estates. I'm really polluting my deck, but I'm counting on the game being over. There's still a decent number of these because there's a lot of players, so there's more of them in the deck. But I'm really counting that this is the end game. And I may be polluting a little too hard there. Usually I don't do that until the last card or the last deck run through is going to be coming. Okay, lots of money and nothing else. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. I can buy one thing. I've already started buying these. I'm not going to buy something at a low end. I'm just trying to keep up with the Joneses over here. And it's really nice that I don't have to worry about the possibility of cards that have an interrupt effect. This game has very few of those. Usually they're, oh yeah, I'm not affected by your effect, and something cool happens because of it. So you don't have to, I mean, the game's obviously not designed for solo play, so in any sense of the word. So here I want to start with the familiar, and I'm going to have to reshuffle. I want that because, again, that gives me my extra action so I can then churn this into play. Get the card as well. Now imagine playing this with the kind of sort shuffles and stuff like that some people use for Magic. Man, if you just want a little overhand and a little bridging, maybe if the deck starts getting thick, you really don't want to be spending your time trying to do weird kind of shuffles. Of course, the sword shuffles have different kinds of reasons. People do it because, I guess, the deck size or whatever. But I've got my own answers to that, which is constant cutting and shuffling different cuts into each other. That works pretty well. Anyway. Everybody gets a curse also from this. Ooh. And this is why these are cool. Okay, maybe not. Curses aren't that bad, but it pollutes everybody else's deck and gives them a negative victory point, so it's kind of impressive. Reveal cards until you have 2 treasure cards. Okay. There's one. We're just going to have... That's not... We're just going to have a pile of money. We don't have an extra buy, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's buy the important thing. It's going to be a victory card. You know, we're slow in the race, but it's what we got. And we got to go for it. And that's the problem, is that once you fall behind, other people have more of these, and you're hastening the end of the game by buying them. But there's not really a whole hell of a lot you can do to keep the game alive. I guess you could aim for lower valued ones that aren't going to end the game right away. But it does... Yay, curse. Okay, nothing but money. 3, 4, 5, 6. What do I do with 6? And only 1 purchase. Try to get some score. It's not going to do it for us because I think this guy is really behind, but we'll see. You just feel like you're in this hopeless position. People feel that way in a lot of games. Okay. Gain a silver, put it on top of the deck, and now everybody else has to do the victory point card check. Doesn't have any. doesn't have any. To get boned a second time by that card. And you see, cards like this make it even more expensive to throw those victory point cards in the deck. By the way, these are not victory point cards, even though they affect victory points. They're specifically curses, so they wouldn't be affected. Well, I have a grand total of $2. Wow, that sucks. This guy had the money-making power deck, but it's showing some weakness. But again, we're getting close to the end. Finally over here. Nothing but an adventure. Allows me to skip some crap that I don't like. But also maybe some stuff that I'd rather be able to see in my deck. 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, there goes another province. And I think we're going to pause there because I'm feeling a little fatigued. We're already kind of in the end stage here, but I had to cut that video. Hey, I've already been talking. I thought it was the end of a video. Okay, lots of money here. 1, 4, 5, $6, which isn't enough to buy anything terribly good. Here's the problem. I got a potion again. Do I want to grab the familiar? It's a pretty good card. Largely on the same scale as those, and it hurts other people. I'm just going to go with it. It's kind of the, hey, it doesn't produce, but it hurts other people. And it may be the best choice I have at this point. I don't know. Every time that potion comes up, I only have one in my deck. Speaking of which, it's time to drop a familiar on everyone. Get an extra card in action. Not very helpful. I only got $4. This. I think I need money more than I need actions at this stage in the game. Probably don't really need either, but two, 4, 5. Oh, and a bonus curse. All right. I'm on the victory point collection phase, but I think it's a good idea to grab a festival. It's depleting the deck of those. It's getting my hand into a stronger place, and my hand's been too watered down. So just buying another duchy there seems a little weak. Festival. And now I get to draw up to 7 cards. I can set aside actions, but I got room for 1. So I get 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Come on, action. Okay, I got 1. This allows me to draw until I get 2 treasure cards. Alright. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 up to 2 buys. Did I count right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make it $12 up to 2 buys. $12 is kind of cool because I can buy another province. That's 8. And then it gives me 4. I only have 1 extra buy. So I won't be buying 2 of these. I'm not sure how many, how much I'm going to be going through the deck here. What? Throwing some more cash in the deck might make sense. It also waters down, though, my actions, and that's always the issue, is you gotta kind of balance between what you add to your deck and what else you already have in there. Sometimes it may be better to just pass. And it's time to get familiar again. card. Good enough. Now, action cards don't help me here now. Everybody draws a card. Try to remember to do that. And I get 4 new cards. I can't play the festival because I use the extra action from here. If these had come out in the other order, I'd be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And an extra buy if I want it. I feel like I still need to run my deck. I don't want to buy victory cards. I'm going to buy the last festival for 5. And I can't think of anything that I want in my hand that costs nothing. We're going to have a reshuffle here. Let's see how long we can go before I have to replenish my hand. Festival, council room, everybody's going to draw a card. That means he's going to have to reshuffle. Well, I can just up this to 5. Four more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. More festival. Alright. So I have only $4, and I can buy something a little cheap. Unfortunately, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. I want to use my potion. So that drops me to $5 as I buy that. $5, 2 off here if I want. I don't want to, you know, I could have bought a victory card right away. I probably should be. Like I said, I have trouble with that. $5. I can buy multiple things. You know, I'm going to buy the duchy at this point. Right? Let's see. I got money off for this. I only had to pay $1 for that. So, let me think again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That drops me to 7 because I only had to pay 1 for the 7. If I spend 5 of that 7 on the duchy, I still have 2 left, and I still have this ability, which means I could buy a 4-point action card, not this one, but an action card. And I'll do that because with these festivals, I have kind of an ability to play more than one action. I'm kind of playing for a long game when the game's already ending. But that's where I gotta go. Let's play this guy out because he's gonna need a reshuffle, and then we'll fill out his reshuffle, which should have been done first. Okay, so we open up with the festival to get me the other action. Then we play this, and we're gonna get some more cards. Everybody draws a card. This guy goes to 6, and I've only gotten 2, so I've got to do 2 reshuffles. Alrighty. Well, luckily I have extra actions, or an extra action, and I generate some more with these additional festivals. Now I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13, as many buys as I want. 13 says I buy a province and a duchy. I'm just going all out. I think I'm at the end of the deck here. Or I think I'm at my last reshuffle. Maybe not, because my deck might churn cards a little faster. But if other people are doing it all well, there's only 1 province left. So it's pretty much over. Remember, the game ends when those wear out. And that creates a problem for this guy. Action-wise, I could burn my forge, and the problem is I could only turn these in to get an 8-point province. And those are my money, you know? What I want to burn is something else. Unfortunately, I have nothing that's going to get me, I think, to precisely a victory point value. I don't want to burn these. I want to gain that last province. I have 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks though, which isn't terribly useful, so I think this is a possibility. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks. I can't buy a province with that. I could draw and get 2 more treasure cards. That might get me a lot, but I think the best that I have is to burn the forge, burn these 2. These are actually trashed. They're out of the game. This is the first time we've seen someone do this. And I'm going to take that, and I don't have enough money to buy anything else of value. If I had another buck, I would be buying this. And now, we're at the end. It's time to really just count the victory point cards that each player has in their decks and see who won. Okay, so I've spread out all the cards. That makes it, stacking them at least makes it easier to put away, because then I have to get them stacked into there and then eventually sorted into there. But I thought it would be kind of somewhat useful to take a look at what's going on with this. Now, if we look at the guys over here, they obviously have collected a lot more victory points. And this is kind of strange in my experience. When my wife and I play, the scores are usually very close. So I think what we've got is kind of people who are focusing a little bit better over here, and a very, very kind of dissolute play on this side of the table. Too much collection of cash, to tell you the truth. Although everybody gets a pile of copper. These familiars, they came kind of late and didn't do that much. You can see people have a pile of these curses, but you know, that's not a whole hell of a lot of victory points. You kind of want to get those moving fast and hitting people's decks so that they pay a penalty for them. This guy actually, to me, he looks like he has a fair deck with all these familiars, the festivals, the council room. Yet he only ended up with 14 points total, because in building that fair deck, he wasn't grabbing provinces. He was getting in late to the game. But why did he screw up early? Well, I think this purchase was painful. He could have had something that generated better. Perhaps. It's hard to tell. He's got a couple of golds. He spent big money on things where he didn't have an action. He was too often buying just with gold, maybe. Over here, again, it looks like a fair mix. He doesn't have, neither one of these have many council rooms. If you look over here, this guy's got a pair of council rooms and a bunch of festivals, and I think that's kind of the balance you want. You may want a little bit more on the council room side. Problem, of course, is they give a bonus to other people. But remember the cheating effect of the early part of the game where the council rooms were making people lose, discard a card instead of draw one. Not that that's that big a deal, but because usually they were able to discard something that didn't count. But not getting the draw bonus is a big deal. This guy, I look at his hand and I say there's no focus at all. What the hell? How did he do well? Well, he did well because he was able to buy the big provinces. However they fell out, he was able to get them. The library adventure, oh, he's got an extra adventure, ended up working well for him. You know, not a lot of, he bought a festival, he bought, he didn't buy the council room. Those were the things that I expected would do well. And point-wise, he ended up cutting it just the same. And I'm kind of stunned by this, simply because I don't see where the finishing decks, I see this one as very strong. Ignoring the provinces, right? Ignoring the big victory point buys. And he also bought estates, which were vital. He only won by a point, right? Polluting his deck with some of those estates was really important. Now, what I saw with my wife was generally whoever went first won. And it was just that. You know, it didn't really matter. If she went for buying victory points first and went first, the extra action the extra victory point buy and the extra action gave her enough of an edge. If she didn't go first, and I went first, we would see she would make the jump on the victory points, and then I was caught up to her and had an extra buy in my deck. And it's strange because there can't be a hell of a lot of luck in it if it comes down to that. Now, here, there is a whole lot of poor play, I think, on this side of the board. That's all I can really do to justify it. Anyway, I'll clean it up. I'll come back with some review thoughts and the like.